Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Sheryl Swoopes is continuing to spiral out of control. Now, folks, growing up, I used to think a midlife crisis was buying a Corvette at 50 years old. I used to think a midlife crisis was going out in the club when you're 45, 50 years old. But actually, I've been wrong this entire time. A midlife crisis is when you take a private conversation between you and a 22-year-old and you leak that conversation out on Twitter for the entire world to see. Folks, that's right. Sheryl Swoopes, after being pulled from calling the Dallas Wings Indiana Fever game for reasons we all know why, hatred, jealousy, catty behavior, the R word if you guys want to go there, whatever reason, but a bevy of reasons, Sheryl Swoopes was pulled out of that broadcast. She seems to be trying to defend herself against all the internet trolls, and in doing so, she ends up making herself look like a fool. Folks, yes, you heard me correctly. This is Sheryl Swoopes reaching out privately to Caitlin Clark. Hey, Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you and say I made a mistake on what year this is for you. COVID year has me all confused, LOL. I also have nothing but respect for you and your game and appreciate your skill. Congrats on everything you have accomplished thus far. Be blessed. Okay, Sheryl. Caitlin Clark responds, hey, blah, blah, blah. No worries at all. Really appreciate you reaching out, and there's no hard feelings. I appreciate all you have done for women's basketball and for inspiring girls like me and building the foundation and platform we have today. You're very welcome, Caitlin. I really appreciate you and your game. You are taking it to a whole new level. Keep being great. Have a blessed night. Caitlin Clark with the praying hands emoji. You too. Folks, behind closed doors, Caitlin Clark is more of an adult than Sheryl Swoopes was at 22 years old. Sheryl Swoopes, I'm not sure what you thought you were accomplishing here by leaking these messages other than showcasing you have no self-control. You have no control of yourself. You're spiraling because life's coming at you fast. All of the hateful, spiteful things that you've said about Caitlin Clark, about her game, all the lies that you've said are, what did Diana Taurasi say? Our reality comes at you fast. The WNBA, the Dallas Wings, Bally Sports said, yeah, she's out of here for this game. We don't want her for this game. Folks, do you remember the lies that Sheryl Swoopes was saying? Do you remember the lies that Sheryl Swoopes was dishing out? Let's just take a quick listen to some of the lies Sheryl Swoopes was peddling.
Ask me back, Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years.
She did, Sheryl. She did, but you apologize for this, so okay. What else did you say? I mean, it couldn't have only been that, right?
But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record? Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be. Let's also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Wow, folks, it's been a while since I actually heard that clip. 40 shots per game. Caitlin Clark's 25, been playing for 5-6 years. Folks, Caitlin Clark's 22 years old. She's still 22 years old. I believe her birthday's in January of 2002. Sheryl Swoopes, but what'd you do, Sheryl? You missed your shot. People called you out immediately. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying. False information, false information, false information, clear jealousy, clear hate. And what does Sheryl Swoopes do? What does Sheryl Swoopes do the next time she's on Gil's Arena? Oh, Sheryl, what'd you do? You played the race card. It's surprised, not surprised. Not surprised at all. Let's listen and hear what Sheryl Swoopes had to say.
Like, I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. Winter, predominantly white. College, won a national championship. Pretty much everyone on the team was white. Like, we're sisters to this day. Like that's not a part of my DNA. I have, like, no issues with Caitlyn. Her breaking the record, I think, obviously is a tremendous accomplishment. But I think what Caitlyn has done for not just college basketball, but for women's basketball, period, I think has been great. The following, people watching the game, sellouts that we haven't seen ever. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, like, first of all, black people can't be racist.
Okay, let me just clarify for the people in the back. Yes, black people can be racist. I hope that's not a crazy hyperbolic thing that I'm bringing to everybody's attention. So Sheryl Swoopes, just because you're black doesn't mean you can't get racist. So do us all a favor and get over yourself, Sheryl. Get over yourself. Folks, thankfully, we didn't have Sheryl calling the game yesterday against the Dallas Wings, Indiana Fever. We talked about it. Caitlin Clark, what'd she have, 28 and 12? Kelsey Mitchell dropping 36. Indiana Fever going to Dallas in arguably the most exciting game of the year. Come out with a W. And we had Nancy Lieberman on the call. We didn't have hateful Sheryl Swoopes. We didn't have liar Sheryl Swoopes. We didn't have Muggle Sheryl Swoopes. I'm saying Muggle because remember, Caitlin Clark's Voldemort. Sheryl Swoopes can't say her name. Harry Potter reference. For those of you that get it, you get it. Instead, we had Nancy Lieberman on the call. And Nancy Lieberman, man, she put Sheryl Swoopes right in the crossfire and took a couple shots right at her. As Aaliyah Boston would say, bow, bow, bow. Nancy Lieberman, you are going to make all these women multi-millionaires one day, talking about Caitlin Clark. Like Tiger did, like Michael did. And we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her. Folks, you know what? Let's hear Nancy Lieberman, right? It's better to hear it from the horse's mouth instead, right? Let's take a listen.
I walked in here before the game. There were just hundreds of fans lined up.
Oh, yeah.
What Caitlin Clark has done for the game is generational. And I just, as a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
For just lifting our game up, you and so many great players. But what you're doing, you're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day, like Tiger did, like Michael Jordan did. And we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her.
Woo! Nancy Lieberman. Calling it how it is. Not beating around the bush. Not refusing to say Caitlin Clark's name. Not acting like what we're seeing in real time. The WNBA reaching new heights. Caitlin Clark forcing Adam Silver to hand over $200 million. Because remember, the NBA still supports this league. Chartered flights, no longer riding on Greyhound buses or sitting next to the homeless man in Newark International Airport. No more. Caitlin Clark is going to make y'all rich. Why are we hating? Why are we hating on Caitlin Clark, Sheryl? Because she broke your record in college? Because her fans called you out for being a liar? Is that why? Folks, Sheryl Swoopes is actually having a midlife crisis, and it's pretty pathetic to see. It's pretty sad to see somebody who should be held in such high regard going out like this. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but Roy Jones Jr. fought till he was what, 50? And then the last time we saw Roy Jones, he's hanging off the ropes as he's getting knocked out of the ring. Sheryl Swoopes, you are pretty much hanging on the ropes as the WNBA and the New Era fans are just knocking you out of the ring. Damn, it must feel bad. Now, a lot of people, on a separate note, have brought something else to my attention. Shannon Sharpe. Good old Shay. Shannon Sharpe goes on his podcast and he calls out a couple people that have disappeared. We're going to take a listen and we're going to double right back.
You say they quiet?
Y'all quiet now. Now, I want somebody to send that to you because you know who I'm talking about. I ain't going to call your name, but you know who you are.
Ooh.
Y'all had a lot to say early.
Ooh.
Y'all had a lot to say early. And if you think I'm talking to you, I am. Make no mistake about it. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. One of you was a former coach. I get a little bit more specific. Some of you played the game. Ooh. Now I want y'all to have that same thing when y'all were talking. Don't get mad now. Man, Kayla let that. Man, Ocho, I was watching it. Man, she was coming up the picks, let the threes go.
Yeah.
Enrique come down, let one go.
Yeah.
He said, what? She said, I'm tired right now. Hey, Kelsey, take that one. Kelsey hit that left hand on him. Wop.
All right, folks, I forgot how entertaining Shannon Sharpe was, but it doesn't change the point. Folks, Shannon Sharpe calling out some of those in the media who disappeared. Some of those former players, former coaches who talked a lot of mess. And suddenly now that Caitlin Clark's just seemingly has the WNBA in the palm of her hand, right? She has the players in the palm of her hand, the media in the palm, just toying with all of us at this point. And now that her bearings are under her, she's dropping damn near 25 and 10 a game since coming back from the break. Since she's doing all that, some of these Monica McNutts are quiet. Some of these Shemaya Gumakays are nowhere to be seen. Andrea Carter is nowhere to be seen. Some of these people who've been doing a lot of yapping when those first 9 games in Murderer's Row to start off her rookie season, some of those people that were doing a lot of yapping stopped yapping. Now, not only did Shannon Sharpe do this on his Nightcap podcast, he and Stephen A. Smith on First Take were kind of calling it like it is in regards to Caitlin Clark, in regards to she deserves to be on the U.S. Olympic team. They both challenged Molly Karam, saying, Molly, you were wrong this whole entire time. You said she didn't deserve to be on it. She deserved to be on it. You guys said she wouldn't be good enough. She's good enough. Same thing goes for Monica McNutt. Folks, that's what they said today. But like I continue to tell you guys, it's the flip-flopping phonies that continuously frustrate me. It's the flip-flopping phonies that one day they say one thing, and then another day they say something else. What was it, 4 or 5 days ago? Stephen A. Smith says, ooh, the Rookie of the Year race is still close. It's not over yet. Angel Reese can still get it. No, it's been over for about a month and a half, 2 months now. What day did they get drafted? May 15th, May 17th, something like it. It was over that day. April 1st, April 10th. It was over that day, right? The day they turned pro, the Rookie of the Year race was over. But Stephen A. Smith, just a week ago, the Rookie of the Year race is so close. I could taste it. Angel Reese, she's a bad woman. Yeah, okay, Stephen A., whatever. Shannon Sharpe. Shannon. Shannon Sharpe was asking for co-Rookie of the Year awards after we lost the game to the Chicago Sky. because Christy Sides blew a lead and Alyssa Smith got cooked. Folks, even at that point in the season, it was over with. This is the third time they played, so we're already about, what, 20 games in at that point? 21 games in at that point? The Rookie of the Year race was already over, but Shannon coming on. Oh, it's going to be a Grant Hill, Jason Kidd situation. Co-Rookie of the Years when they came in, by the way. It's going to be a Grant Hill, Jason Kidd situation. No, it's not, Shannon. It's not going to be a Grant Hill, Jason Kidd. It's not going to be any of that. It's not going to be any of that. So that's why when I see Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. say one thing one day and then, say something the other day, they're championing Angel Reese, demeaning, downplaying Caitlin Clark one day, and then, the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, no doubt Rookie of the Year. I don't want to hear it. I have no time for the flip-flopping phonies over there at ESPN. Folks, I'm going to remain pat. Rebecca Lobo is the only one that has any type of respect from me. Everybody else over there at Disney, a bunch of flip-flopping phonies. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast. I appreciate everybody for listening. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are we now going to be like, oh my God, Stephen A. was right. Shannon Sharpe crushed it on First Take today. No, folks. They just go with whatever direction the wind blows. And currently it's blowing in Caitlin Clark's direction. After everybody witnessed Angel Reese pad her stats on Friday night, everybody saw Caitlin Clark go off Friday night, go off Sunday afternoon. After everybody saw, now it's Caitlin Clark. She's amazing. Leave it over there, please. Leave it over there. Because when you were picking Angel Reese in the first place, it was the same reason why Lisa Leslie wants a participation trophy. It's the same reason why Sheryl Swoopes is hating on Caitlin Clark. I'll let you guys fill in the blank. I appreciate everybody. We are in the venue on Wednesday. Wire, let them know how to get into the venue. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good day.